You're breathing but barely alive, smiling through silence, performing through pain. Somewhere along the way you vanished, trading truth for approval, soul for survival. This is the ghost life. If you've ever felt hollow behind the mask, this is your mirror, your wake-up call. It's time to remember who you are. Chapter 1. The Pact of Disappearance. When you became invisible to yourself. There wasn't a ceremony. No dramatic moment, just a quiet shift. One day you stopped being fully you. Maybe it was in a classroom when you raised your hand and got laughed at. Maybe it was at home when your tears were met with silence. Or maybe it was when someone praised you for being so easy to deal with. And you took that praise like a medal, not realizing it was a muzzle. You didn't choose to disappear. You chose to survive. We all do it. We learn to shapeshift, to become what's acceptable, digestible, admired. We smile when we're hurting. We nod when we disagree. We laugh at jokes that make us feel small. And slowly, piece by piece, we trade our truth for approval. It's not weakness. It's instinct. The soul wants to belong, and when belonging feels conditional, we start editing ourselves. We become the good child, the strong one, the perfect partner. We become what the world rewards. And in doing so, we lose the raw, unfiltered version of who we are. The mask doesn't arrive all at once. It forms slowly like ash settling over a mirror. You still see yourself, but it's blurry. You still feel things, but they're muted. You still speak, but the words feel rehearsed. And one day you look in the mirror and realize you don't recognize the person staring back. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." But most of us never get that privilege. We become who we're expected to be, who we're rewarded for being, who we think we need to be to stay safe. And the mask, it's not just a disguise. It's a sacred wound. It was born to protect you, to shield you from rejection, shame, abandonment. It helped you survive, but now it's suffocating you. You might feel it already, that quiet ache, that sense that something's missing, that you're performing even when no one's watching, that you're tired but not just physically, tired of pretending, tired of being liked but not known, tired of being seen but not felt. This is the Pact of Disappearance, the moment you chose survival over truth. And it's not your fault, but it is your story, and stories can change. Maybe you've forgotten the sound of your own voice, not the one you use in meetings or with friends, but the one that speaks when no one's listening. Maybe you've buried your wildness, your softness, your rage, your joy, because someone once told you they were too much. Maybe you've been living a life that looks perfect from the outside but feels hollow on the inside. That's the ghost life. You're here, but you're not. You're visible, but not seen. You're functioning, but not feeling. You're surviving, but not alive. And the longer you wear the mask, the harder it becomes to remember what's underneath. You start to believe the performance is the person. You start to forget that you were once whole, once wild, once real. But here's the truth. The real you isn't gone, just hidden, just waiting, just buried beneath layers of roles, expectations, and fear. And if this is resonating with you, if you've ever felt like you're fading behind a smile, like you're disappearing in plain sight, then this journey is for you. You're not alone, and you're not broken. You're buried, and it's time to dig. This channel is a space for souls like yours, souls that are ready to remember, to return, to rise. So if you're ready to go deeper, to peel back the mask and reclaim your truth, make sure you subscribe. Not just to stay connected, but to stay committed to your own awakening. Because the mask may have protected you once, but now it's time to see what's underneath. And as we begin to peel back the layers, something else starts to surface. Not just the pain, but the cost. The slow, invisible toll of living behind a mask. The way it drains your energy, your joy, your creativity. The way it makes you feel alone even in a room full of people. You've made the pact. You've worn the mask. Chapter 2. The slow drowning. What the mask is stealing from you. You've worn the mask for so long, it almost feels natural. But beneath that surface, something's been quietly unraveling. Not all at once. Not dramatically. Just slowly, like a leak in the soul. A quiet drowning. It starts with exhaustion. Not the kind sleep fixes. This is soul tired. You wake up already depleted. You go through the motions, but everything feels heavy. Even joy feels like effort. Even rest feels like guilt. You're not just tired, you're disconnected. The mask demands energy. Constant monitoring. Constant adjusting. You scan every room, every conversation, every moment, asking yourself, who do I need to be here? And the answer is never you. It's a version, a role, a performance. And that performance costs you everything. You begin to feel numb. Not because you don't care, but because caring hurts. Feeling deeply means risking exposure. So you learn to mute yourself. You laugh politely. You nod when you want to scream. You say, I'm fine when you're anything but. And over time, the numbness becomes normal. Creativity fades. Passion dims. You used to dream vividly, speak boldly, move freely. But now even your imagination feels filtered. You second-guess your instincts. You censor your ideas. You shrink your voice. Because the mask doesn't just hide your pain, it hides your brilliance. Relationships suffer. You're surrounded by people, but you feel alone. Because they don't know you. They know the mask. They love the version you present. And that love feels hollow. Because it's not reaching the real you. You crave connection, but you're terrified of being seen. So you keep performing, hoping someone will notice the cracks, and maybe they do. Maybe someone asks, are you okay? But you smile. You deflect. You say, just tired. Because even vulnerability feels like a threat. The mask has convinced you that truth is dangerous. That being real will cost you everything. So you stay hidden. And the loneliness deepens. You start to question yourself. Who am I really? What do I want? What do I feel? The answers don't come easily. Because the mask has been answering for you. You've outsourced your identity to survival. And now when you try to access your truth, it feels distant. Fuzzy, foreign. This is the slow drowning. Not dramatic, not loud. Just a quiet erosion of self, a fading, a forgetting, and the world doesn't help. It rewards the mask. It praises your composure, your productivity, your likability. It tells you you're doing great. And you nod, smile, say thank you. While inside something is slipping away. You might feel it in your body. The tension in your chest. The tightness in your throat. The ache in your back. Your body remembers what your mind tries to forget. It holds the truth. It carries the weight. It whispers, this isn't who we are, but you keep going. Because stopping feels impossible. Because you've built a life around the mask. A career, a reputation, a persona. And the idea of shedding it feels like losing everything. But what if the real loss is staying hidden? What if the mask isn't protecting you anymore, but imprisoning you? What if the exhaustion, the numbness, the loneliness, the confusion are all signals? Not of failure, but of truth trying to surface. You're not broken. You're buried, and the soul doesn't die loudly. It dies quietly, in the moments you say yes when you mean no, in the smiles that don't reach your eyes, in the silence that replaces your voice, in the dreams you abandon to be realistic. But the soul also remembers. It waits, it watches, it whispers. And if you're hearing that whisper now, if something inside you is stirring, aching, reaching, then you're not drowning. You're surfacing, because the mask may have stolen your energy, your joy, your voice, but it didn't steal your essence. That's still there, beneath the ash, beneath the silence, beneath the performance, and now it's time to meet it. Chapter 3. The Sacred Reveal. Dying to be reborn. You've felt the weight. The slow erosion, the quiet ache of living behind a mask. And now something inside you is stirring. Not loudly, not dramatically, but insistently. Like a pulse returning to a sleeping limb, like breath after suffocation. This is the beginning of the sacred reveal. It doesn't start with clarity. It starts with discomfort, a restlessness, A sense that the life you've built no longer fits, that the roles you play feel hollow, that the words you speak echo back without meaning. You begin to question everything, not because you're lost, but because you're waking up. The soul doesn't rise in silence. It rises in chaos, in confusion, in the crumbling of what once felt safe. You might feel like you're falling apart, but what's really happening is the shedding, the burning, the undoing of everything that isn't truly you. You're not dying. You're being reborn, and rebirth is messy. It's not a graceful transformation. It's raw. It's vulnerable. It's terrifying. You start to speak truths you've buried. You start to feel emotions you've numbed. You start to want things you've denied yourself. And the world around you might not understand, because the mask was easy to love, predictable, polished. But the real you? You're wild. You're tender. You're fierce. You're flawed. You're divine, and that truth scares people. It might even scare you, but it's sacred. You begin to reclaim your voice, not the one that pleases, but the one that disrupts. You begin to move differently, speak differently, choose differently. You begin to say no. You begin to say yes. You begin to say, "This is who I am." And with every truth spoken, the mask cracks. You might lose things. Relationships built on performance, opportunities built on compliance, comfort built on silence. But what you gain is far greater. You gain yourself. You gain the ability to look in the mirror and see someone real, someone whole, someone who doesn't need to be liked to feel worthy, someone who doesn't need to be perfect to be powerful. This is the sacred reveal. The moment you stop hiding, the moment you stop apologizing, the moment you stop shrinking. And it's not a single moment. It's 1,000 small choices. To be honest, to be present, to be seen. You'll still feel fear. You'll still hear the echo of old voices telling you to stay small. But now you'll have something stronger, a knowing, a fire, a truth that refuses to be buried again. You're not performing anymore. You're living. And as you rise, something else rises with you. A sense of purpose, a sense of clarity, a sense of connection, not just to others, but to yourself, to your soul, to the part of you that never disappeared, only waited. You've died to the mask. Now you live as the truth.